The headline said he was suing for $75 million. In another case, a headline said he was suing for $100 million. Let me tell you why those headlines are actually meaningless. Come join me for a moment. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney practicing law in the state of New York. Those headlines sell newspapers. Those headlines attract people to learn what was contained in that case, in that article. So why do they report that? Why is that such a big deal? From a legal standpoint, it's not such a big deal. Let me tell you why. When somebody is injured and they bring a lawsuit seeking compensation for the injuries and the harms that they suffered, the attorney is required to put a number down on an accident lawsuit about an amount claiming how much it is that they're seeking as compensation. The number that the attorney puts down in the lawsuit papers really have nothing whatsoever to do with what the case is actually worth. So you might be thinking, I don't understand. Why would they put down those crazy numbers? Let me tell you why. Let's say the case goes to a jury verdict, and the jury decides that this person's injuries are worth $5 million. If the attorney at the beginning of the case thought that the injuries were only worth, let's say, $1 million, that would be the maximum amount that the law would permit this injured victim to receive, $1 million, even though the jury came back and felt that this person was entitled to $5 million. In order to prevent that from happening, the attorney has to have some foresight and say, you know what? I'm going to put a number that's way up here, knowing full well that the injuries are not worth that amount of money. But if a jury at the end of the case comes back and decides that my client is entitled to compensation, I don't want to risk the chance that they wind up giving him much more than what I thought the case was worth. So that's why they will typically create an outrageous number at the very beginning. That's known as an ad damnum. That's a legal phrase, a Latin phrase, that's used to describe the number that the attorney is seeking as compensation for his client. That's why you will see attorneys in very big cases tend to put these outrageous numbers that really have no connection to what the injuries are really worth. So now, if the attorney were to put down that the case is only worth $100,000 and the jury came back with a verdict of $1 million, the most that the client could ever get would be $100,000. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in these civil lawsuits involving accident cases and not medical malpractice cases, because we're not talking about that today, but wrongful death cases involving accidents. You know, I recognize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but you have questions that need to be answered, what I suggest you do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.